Hello, welcome back to our AWS Connect Contact Center training. We are going to go through Contact Lens today and go through each section of Contact Lens and see what it has to offer. Now, my previous video, we went through a sentiment analysis of a customer making a call to an agent and looking at the sentiment analysis by doing a contact search and looking at the detail. That was a good video, very narrow, very direct, very exactly what you'd probably be doing as a contact center manager or an AWS Connect admin. So what I want to do is go through the contact lens now and take a look at some of the things. Now, um, first thing, shucks. First thing I want to point out is that uh, th- the first section, I'm under the analytics and optimization section at Amazon Connect. I'm not logged in as an Amazon Connect admin user. I'm logged in as a root user, but let's just move forward and see um, uh, what's on the dashboard. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at some of these sections. Let's start out with the dashboard and reports. And what I did earlier is I created a canceling dashboard. So I went into conversational analytics dashboard. I created a dashboard called canceling. And let's take a look at that right now to see what I did and what I configured. So the only reason why I call this canceling is because I was doing some searching on the canceling keyword in a conversation. Um, and I made it a category, a canceling category, and basically, if a customer says I want to cancel or I'm upset or whatever, I basically want to be able to categorize that call as a canceling call and basically look at the call and see what the characteristics of the call are. So this is a situation where I have two contacts. The agent is John. He is a tech support agent. He's got two calls. His average handle time is 1.27 minutes, only because I'm doing a little testing. These calls typically get 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Some of them could be quite long when a customer's on the phone complaining about what's happening and trying to get a refund and things like that. So, but just remember, this isn't really a canceling dashboard. I just happen to try to look for the canceling keyword. Now remember, categories, you can categorize by cancel, refund, general help. You could categorize your calls and try to map some of the keyword phrases in the customer call with what the call is all about. In this case, if the customer says, I'd like to cancel my service, that's a big deal for the business. They want to flag that out. They might want a supervisor getting an alarm. This is a post-call analysis, so that is a little different, but the supervisor can look through the calls and try to understand what's happening and maybe call this customer back and try to make things better for them. So this is a performance overview. Now, just because a customer mentioned cancel doesn't mean that the agent didn't handle a call and didn't handle it well, and the sentiment of the customer got very well towards the end of the call. Just keep that in mind. But notice average queue time answering is like 20 seconds. That means the customer called in and an agent uh, probably didn't pick up fast enough or um, did something. The customer, it took 20 minutes for the agent to pick up. So that's of some concern, I guess. And then like I said, I created this category cancel. And let me see what my time frame is here. And I tried to get the average time of cancel. Now I have a contact count by queue. We got two calls just for one queue to technical support queue. Um, my contact flow just for simple is just simply just checking technical support queue by default just to keep things simple. And let's see what else we have here. Um, Contacts handled an average a time trend. So it looks like that this agent John Doe in the technical support queue is handling calls and one a day or something like that because I'm just testing this phone number and this contact flow every day. Um, and that's why this is showing up this way. Now, the thing that's interesting is that the category cancel didn't show up. So let me see the time frame here. This is 24 hours. Okay, so I'm not going to make a big mess of this. Uh, let me just go back and take a look at the other reports. So there's other reports. There's a flows performance dashboard. This outbound campaign, I'm going to set this on because I'm going to do predictive dialing and I want to see how the outbound campaigns are performing. So that's of interest to me. This one's pretty simple. Let's take a look at this one. Um, let's do a custom 24 hours and this is the agent performance summary. And so once again, this agent got two calls, and so let's take a look at this for a second. This says contacts and queue agents. Let me just filter this by queue, and let me see if I check both of these, what happens. Let me just check one for now because I know I'm using that. So there's one agent available on this queue. There's no contacts presently calling on this queue. If I called in right now, I'd probably see this turn to one. Agents on contact is zero. Um, is my agent not available? This says one agent available, which is really interesting because, when an agent says they're available online, when they log out, they should automatically turn on available. This is a case where it seems like the availability is persisting for that particular agent. So that's interesting. Okay, and here's the queue performance. I do have three queues. Um, there's one technical support agent, one sales support agent. This is John Doe in technical support and Jane Doe in sales support, and they're both online. And to be quite honest with you, I mean they're marked as online, but I'm not logged in as any of those agents right now, so it's kind of misleading. Now I don't know why this basic queue says three agents available. I don't. I'll have to take a look at the agents in those queues, but I don't. That's confusing me just a little bit. Current agent performance. Oh, okay. So yeah. It's true. I got an AWS Connect admin. I've got this looks like my administrator account, and this is Jane Doe and John Doe. Jane Doe's in the sales queue, John Doe's in the technical support queue. So basically, what I'm seeing here um, is is the is the agent performance because you look at the agent duration. and you'll see that it's interesting because all my testing has been done with John Doe and the technical support. Jane obviously has been available um, longer, which is interesting. But let me try to expand this. Okay, so let me see what we got here. Okay, so I'm looking at John Doe. He's got the voice channel, and um, Jane Doe is on the voice channel, and the AWS connected min uh, could handle chat. Any admin AWS account could handle chat. So that's just giving you an idea of what that view shows you. Trailing agent performance. Viewing agent performance for the last 24 hours compared to the prior 15 minutes. Contacts handled. After contact work. Yeah, like I said, this is just not as real. I'm just calling in as a customer, answering as an agent. John Doe is the agent. I'm simulating John Doe answering the call. The call's quick. We handle the call in a minute and a half, and we're just looking at the stats. But like I said, if this call goes up to 30 minutes or 45 minutes, yeah, the supervisor would be interested in listening to that call and analyzing the customer sentiment or whatever, and having a good idea, trying to get a good idea why that agent had to work so hard for that customer. Technical trailing queue performance, view the queue performance for the past 24 hours compared to prior 15 minutes. Once again, nothing interesting happening on any of these queues, but just trying to demonstrate the dashboard here. And this is context handled and average handle time trend. We saw that. This must be a little bit more aggregated chart because last time I was looking, I was just looking at the technical support queue. Now notice if I do go over here, let me see, let me go over here and just go to agent and let me search for Jane. Nothing would show up because Jane hasn't been answering uh, the sales calls. I've been just focusing on technical support. So that's an example of that. So now if you look at routing profile, you just search for technical support, you will get the same graph because this agent is the queue and the agent and the routing profile are pretty much showing the same results here. And average queue answer time and context queue trend. Okay, so like I said, not as interesting when there's not much activity. This can get very interesting when there's a lot of activity. So I just wanted to show that as a video, just to give you an idea of what transpires here. Now, like I said, the only thing that troubles me a little bit, and I'll go back and do it again, is the fact that I didn't pick up any canceling keywords, and I know for a fact I called in with a customer and mentioned cancel. So let me go back and look at that. But anyway, thank you for joining us for this video, and I'll talk to you soon.